Hey there, this is Daniel West for Hero Arts. Happy to share some ideas for using the new foil plates in a different way without foil. So I wanted to use this as a dry emboss today and do it in several different ways so that you can see 4 different background possibilities using one cover plate or a foil plate. This is the Circle Confetti Hot Foil Plate. Just came out with the 2022 holiday catalog. It features these beautiful little snowflake globs or confetti. You could call them confetti. I just imagined them as snowflakes, and you can reimagine them as whatever you like. They could be moon craters, for, who knows what they are. But I pulled out my Spellbinders Platinum 6 machine and the embossing mat setup. So there are 2 pieces to this plus the base, and you want to use your embossing setup and not your regular cutting plates for this. So you see me mist the cardstock with a little bit of water. That's so important so that your cardstock doesn't get crinkled, doesn't crack. It's nice to see the effect that it gives. It's nice and smooth, just like in an embossing folder. You want to moisten your cardstock just a little bit, and look at the result. This beautiful confetti embossed panel. Now, if you look at it, it does kind of look like craters on the moon. I thought it was funny. Flip it over, and you've got snowflakes. Either way, use your imagination. What do you think it looks like? Super fun to me. So I grabbed one of the nesting oval infinity dies and die cut out a piece of Dove white cardstock. Now I'm gonna put this right where I could probably use the frame again, so the negative space I can save for a future project. So I didn't just willy-nilly put it on my card front there, my panel there. And I just want to pull out the oval. And then when I pull out the oval, I'm going to spritz it with water or mist it with water. And do the same thing with my foil plate here. I'm going to emboss with it. And then I didn't want to emboss it first, the whole panel, and then die cut my oval, because then you would flatten out some of those embossing dots there. You would flatten out the effect. So unless that's the look you're going for, I would die cut first and then run it through. Now here I'm putting the embossing plate, the foil plate, off to the side, and I'm just going to have a nice border here. Isn't that great? So you've got partially embossed on this panel. And then I'm going to turn it diagonally, and I didn't catch this on film, but here I've turned the plate diagonally, and I've got a nice background that it's got a nice point to it. I really like all of the different looks here, and I backed them all with fun foam. Tried to match the cardstock color as best I could so that there are no hues of other shades coming out from underneath. And I'm just going to pick one of these. They would all work with the stamp set that I'm going to use here called Finch Greetings Bundle. But I'm just going to do one card with these, and then I can save the other 3 for another time, right? Grab these awesome snips, part of the Hero tools that came out this year. I just love these things. And separate my 2 finches, and then run it through twice, just in case I mess up one of them. I'm going to have an extra die cut here, and I'm going to snip off one of them and use the top one as a kind of a guide for stamping it. So I stamp my finch onto my little mouse pad here with intense black ink. And then I'm going to line up my guide here, the negative space of this finch, and then pop some magnets down on it, and then pop my die cut inside there so I get a perfectly stamped little birdie on a branch. Now don't try this with an acrylic block or something unless you're just a superhero or you've got super stamping powers. Pop it in your Misty and guide yourself with this negative space here. It's great. And I've got a perfectly stamped little image. I'm going to pop it on top of a sticky mat from My Sweet Petunia and use Copic markers R89, 29, 27, and 24 for the bird. I didn't list my other colors that I'm going to use here, but I'm going to use Y38 and YG99 and YG95, and then W7, W4, and W10. I'm going to turn my Finch into a cardinal with just a slight little trick. I'm coloring his beak yellow, his little paws or claws yellow as well. And then with my W10 marker, I'm going to add a little mask on his face at the end, you'll see. Now you saw me use a little bit of white gel pen there, and I added it on there. I didn't want like a glossy look, but I did want a little bit of light reflection going on my birdie, so I dabbed some on there and then took my finger and kind of smeared it just a little bit so that you could get a little bit of light reflection on the bird. And I colored in the berries, just the bottom 90%, and left a little bit of white shine there at the top of each one. I really liked using this mat to hold my die cut still too. It's a great tip. Now here I go adding the mask to my Finch, transforming my little bird into a cardinal, which is more suitable for holiday greetings in my opinion. Plus I'm from St. Louis, so it's my favorite baseball team. See how this bird would look perfect on any of these backgrounds? They're just perfectly suitable. And it does kind of look like snow in the back, you know, if you crossed your eyes a little bit and blurred it out, you know. I like it. We're going to settle on this little oval in the center. And then grab a stamp from the Finch Greetings stamp set and stamp it out here in intense black ink. And then fussy cut it, because I like, or you can call it bubble cutting. Just add some white space along the word and trim it out there. It seems like it's a better idea than using an oval or a rectangle shape for my project, because the bird is more organic and the sentiment strip looks a little more organic as well. Fits better for me. Of course, we're going to pop everything up on foam tape. You can't not pop these things up. Impossible. You cannot resist the popping up of things. But I think it needs just a little bit of shine, so I'm going to grab these Icicle Sequins Mix Sequins. Drop a W of glue down. That means a zigzag of glue. 5 points. That's my formula. I'm sticking with it. And zigzagging my clear sequins onto the front of my project, and that's it. Which one was your favorite, and which one would you have used of the 4 backgrounds? Let me know in the comments below. Here's a look at those other 3 and a finished project photo for you. If you are interested in grabbing any of the supplies I used today, they'll be listed in the description box below. Just check them out. I hope you have a wonderful time creating Christmas cards and other greetings and using your supplies in a different way. Thank you, and you have a wonderful, wonderful day.